Just so you know, the only way you can record it too is from your PC or your Mac. You cannot do it from the iOS, like from your phones.
Okay, yep, I'm on my Mac, so we're good.
Cool.
So, okay, so Fireball, we'll get to your question. Let's get to it now, and then after that, there's a few things I want to talk about. So go ahead.
Okay, so I just got a customer lead, and it's an invalid email address.
Invalid?
Like, it won't let me email it. It says it does not exist, and I get a return.
That's weird. I have no idea. I mean, maybe someone put in a fake email.
But they're a club member.
Yeah, I've seen people put in fake email addresses just so they don't get a bunch of junk mail.
That happens to me all the time.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so unfortunately, I don't know. You know, it could be a fake email. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I have no idea.
Like, there is no way to contact them then, correct?
No.
Okay.
So you've actually tried sending them a message to the back office?
I've done back office and just by composing it through my work Gmail.
Okay. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. I have no idea. So
if you have their Team Beachbody username, you could try sending them a message through Team Beachbody.
Okay, I'll try that. Thank you.
yeah, what about texting them? Julie just posted that. Is there a number?
Let me double check. There's no phone number.
Okay. Yeah, I have no idea then.
I often do a reverse lookup on their name on Facebook.
There you go. That's another way to do it. That's what I do too.
Got it. Okay. I'll try those out. I just got her about 30 minutes ago.
Okay, cool. So, you know what? I might as well open it up to some questions if you guys want, and then I'll go into talking about what I want to talk about. Might as well keep going with the questions. So just make sure you guys are unmuted when you're talking, because I see a lot of you are muted, and I know people will try to ask questions being on mute, and I can't hear you. So, anybody have questions, or you just want me to talk?
We just want to hear your voice.
Well, I'm talking. You hear my voice right now.
I just wanted to see RGL right here in front of me.
Yeah.
Well, you
Super
see him
sexy.
wearing some exclusive gear, if you haven't noticed. See that?
Yeah, explain that.
Swole Squad.
Yeah, what's the story with that?
I can't explain it yet. You guys are just going to have
Come
to wait.
on.
No,
Make the exclusive break right now.
there's no, not yet. You guys are going to have to be patient because we have a plan. There's a plan. You got to be patient. I'm going to release.
How long?
I'm sorry. We're going to release this week sometime, so you just have to be on the lookout. But I will say that this gear will be available to purchase. You guys want to see the back of it?
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
Let's see. You guys read it?
Lift heavy. Oh, lift heavy shot.
That's it. Yes, exactly. So, we got a cool thing going. We're really excited about it, and there's gonna be some training for you guys involved for duplication with what we're doing. I mean, it doesn't have to necessarily be exactly what we're doing, but it's cool stuff. I'll leave it at that. I don't want to talk about it. I just want to kind of show you guys the gear that's involved with it, and we'll keep you guessing for a while. Sound good? Does that sound
Perfect.
like good? Okay. So,
No, it doesn't sound good, but anyway, go ahead.
it doesn't? Well, it's too bad. So, no, this is really interesting. There was, I don't know.
No.
I'll tell you what. Before I start talking, can you guys mute
No.
yourselves?
99-cent drink.
Not hearing a bunch of background noise. I think it's *6, right? Everybody? Yeah, *6. Okay. I see most of you guys are muted. So, okay, there's somebody still not muted.
I'm trying to do it right now.
You can go buddy yourself.
Yeah,
If you
you
click
can do
on participants at the bottom, there should be something that says mute everybody, and then you can do it from your end.
Perfect. That's what I'm going to do right now. So you guys can't talk because you're going to be all muted. So hold on a second. I still hear someone. How is that possible? All right. It says they're all muted. Okay. Oh, wait. There we go. Oh, shoot. Okay. Cool. So, anyways, so this is really interesting, and I've been talking to a lot of coaches about this today in the last couple days, you know, ever since I've gotten back from Summit. And I know you guys can't talk, and I wish you were, but I don't want to unmute everybody. But I know a lot of you guys were out there at the TNL meeting over at Summit, and you saw me talking about the magic of thinking big. And it's interesting because something I see a lot of, and especially lately, and I don't know what it is, I see a lot of coaches just being so negative. You know, I see. I got to put this nicely and politely because it's. So, you guys might not know, I'm going through the news feed on the TNL page. You know, every single day, I'm making sure there's no questions or anything like that. But something that I notice, and something that I noticed from just talking to my personally sponsored coaches that I check in with weekly, there's people who it's just so obvious they have an incredible passion and desire and excitement for what we're doing as Beachbody coaches. You know, it just comes across that way, you know, and they might not try to be that way. They're, you know what I mean? They're not trying to be as passionate, you know, and trying to like force it, but it's just naturally happening that way, right? But then on the other hand, you have these coaches who literally, and it sucks because every time that I talk to them, it's almost like I don't want to talk to them. And the reason is because the first thing that they say when I ask them something is just something negative. And then the whole conversation, you know, they have like a low tone. They sound very depressed. Everything they talk about is, I don't have the time. I'm struggling. I don't know what to do. And I'm like, man, something you really got to understand. And this is, I had a great conversation with a coach earlier this morning, Kel, and I don't know if he's probably not on the call, but it was one of the best conversations I've had with a coach in a while. And this is one of the things that we covered and discussed, was that your attitude plays such an important role in this business. And I think people truly underestimate the importance of your attitude in the role of success, right? So when I think back to when I first started out as a coach, the main reason why I became a coach was to help people. That's obvious. I've shared my story millions of times. But when I approached people, I just, like, naturally, just being a Beachbody coach, I was just naturally excited about it. It got me pumped up, and it's something that I'm just truly, completely, and utterly passionate about. And every time that I talk to someone, I spoke with that passion and excitement every single time. And it didn't matter. It didn't matter what I was talking about. It got that person excited, right? So on the other hand, you have these coaches who just have this negative attitude all the time, right? So it's, I can't do this, I can't do that, blah, blah, blah. It sucks the energy out of every single person they talk to. And what you got to understand is, the more you complain, and especially like on Facebook, or if you're talking to someone and you have such a negative tone, people just naturally want to push away from you. They don't want to be a part of what you're doing. They're going to be attracted to people who make them feel good, right? So if you look at the really successful coaches on Facebook, okay, so look at people like Lindsay Matway, and you look at people like Hillary Kelly and Mike Ryan and Jimmy Nelson and Christine Dwyer, and I can go on and on and on. If you go to their pages on Facebook, I promise you will never find one negative thing that they've ever posted. And I know all of them personally, And from talking to them, they talk with so much enthusiasm and passion about not only just the business opportunity and the products, but just everything in life. Like, they are just happy people to be around. And Melinda and I, we just love to be around those people. We just love it. It absolutely just makes us feel great. We want to be a part of what they're a part of. So, and I use that example because it's so important for you to understand that if you are negative and you might not understand it, but you're coming across that way to other people and you're pushing people away. So the more negative you are and the more negative thoughts that go through your head, the less chance you're going to have in succeeding in this business. So when I recommend things like the magic of thinking big, it's because you have to switch around your thinking. And trust me, I get it, because a lot of people, they were raised to be negative thinkers. You know, maybe it was their parents or grandparents or whatever instilled it in their heads to where, you know, everything was no, 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 can't, you know, and they were raised as, oh, you can't do that, you know, and just kind of, you know, tore down a lot of their life. And I know a lot of people like that. And unfortunately, what happens is they kind of, they were, how what do I say? So that happens so many times that their mind has trained itself to just constantly think negative. So when people like that get into this business, you know, they might be excited at first, but all of a sudden, as soon as something goes wrong, like that negativity starts consuming their mind again. And then when the negativity starts happening, then it starts coming out in the way you post and how you say things to other people. And the more you do that, the more you scare people off. So, you know, if you guys, and I know a lot of you were at the TNL meeting, some of you weren't, go out and get the magic of thinking big. You know, and listen, I know that there's some people in here that constantly have that negativity. You know, I'm not doing good in this business. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. You know, if you're one of those people, you're going to have to start changing your way of thinking, because you can never progress and succeed in this business, or really in anything, until you train your mind to think positive thoughts and just like be happy and be enthusiastic and be passionate. Because again, you're going to attract people only if you are attractive to them and not physically. It's not what I mean. I'm not talking physical attraction here. You know, you could be a super ugly person, but if you're just beautiful on the inside, people are going to want to be around you guys. Now, listen, all you guys are beautiful, so you don't have to worry about that. So, I mean, does that make sense? Is it, you know, do you understand it? Because I think it's something that it's such an important part of this business, but not many people think about. So anyways, go purchase The Magic of Thinking Big, read through it 100 times. I'm telling you, this is one of the most important things you can do. But the thing is, you can't read the book once and then all of a sudden it's going to turn around and be good for you. You literally, years of that negative thinking is going to take years of retraining to move from the negative thinking to the positive thinking. And I can say that because I've done it personally. You know, I was that person back when I was in high school, and before high school, I was just a constant negative thinker. And it took me a long time after reading this book over and over and over again, 8, 9 times, I don't even know, to train my mind to think nothing but positive thoughts. So when something bad happened to me, I looked at the good side of it instead of the bad side of it, right? Whenever I fail now, I look at, you know, what that can teach me to continue to move forward. I don't look at it being a negative. See what I'm saying? It's so important for you to understand. So a good example that I shared this morning with Kel was, it doesn't matter with what product you're trying to recommend, right? So you can be a soap salesperson, and this is the point that I was trying to get across to him. Is you can be a soap salesperson. Let's use two salespeople, right? 2 soap salespeople. And you have one salesperson that approaches you, and he does nothing but give you info on that soap. So maybe he's like, yeah, I mean, this is a good soap, and here's why it's got, you know, blah, blah, blah in it, blah, blah, blah. It's really beneficial, blah, 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 right? So if that guy approached you, what would you think, right? So it's nothing but info, and it just seems like a sales pitch. All of a sudden, you have this other guy that approaches you about soap, and he says, dude, seriously, you have got to freaking try this soap out. It is the best thing I've ever used. I walked around all day today, and just feeling like and smelling like a Greek god. I'm telling you, this stuff is just freaking amazing. So that same guy is walking around and just proud of his soap. He's excited about it. He's passionate about it. Which one are you going to purchase from? It's going to be the person who is just completely and utterly passionate and excited about that product, because you trust that person, because he's just talking about it with such enthusiasm. It's hard to fake that. Anybody can go around and you can talk about a product and give them all the info in the world, but if you don't talk about it with pure passion and excitement, you're never going to get that person involved, right? So you think about the business. How does our business and our products relate to that story? You have a lot of people who go around and talk about the info on Shakeology, right? The details, blah, 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 the crap that no one wants to listen about. They don't care about it. But yet, if I go and talk about Shakeology, what am I talking about? I'm talking about my own story with just extreme passion. I'm talking about how it's affected my parents, how it's affected my sister, my wife, my brother-in-law. I can go on and on and on. I'm sharing story after story with passion and excitement, and it doesn't matter what I'm talking about. It's going to generate that same exact passion and excitement in the person I'm talking to. Does that make sense? Now, here's the important thing. Once you're able, and listen, I understand something. I understand that it takes confidence in that product, and usually that comes from personal use, to have that passion and excitement. But once you can take that same passion and excitement and transfer it over to the business, then we're talking. Now your business is going to explode. So when I look at coaches who are struggling in this business, the first thing I ask them is, well, what is your approach? And they'll give me some details and just like info on it. And I'm like, no, what are you saying and how are you saying it to the person? And we'll analyze how his approach can be affecting his business. So what happens almost 100% of the time is that they're just afraid to talk about what it is they're talking about. They don't have confidence in it. They don't speak with pure passion about the products. And that's why they struggle. So they do the same thing with a business opportunity. So they don't have the confidence, the passion, and they might know that the business works, but they don't have the confidence in it yet. And because they don't have the confidence in it yet, it doesn't come across that way to other people when they're talking about it. So here's the difference. Look at me. I have extreme passion for the business side of it and the product side of it. So whenever I talk to someone, I have the same exact approach with the business as I would if I was talking about Shakeology. When you can have that same exact passion, and a lot of you guys have that because you've personally gotten results from it. If you can have that same exact passion and transfer it over to the business, your business will explode and you'll get so many coaches involved. So what you need to do, and what I told Kel earlier, is I want you to go back and I want you to look at the last 5 or 10 people that you've talked to. And it could be through a Facebook message. It could be through, what was that? Wow. You probably didn't hear that. I don't know. There's a weird noise. Anyways, take the 10 people, 5 to 10 people. Could be a Facebook message. It could be people that you talk to out in public. And I want you to analyze what it is that you've said to these people. And did you get involved? Did they get? Well, thanks, Leland. How am I supposed to be serious when I see that? Yeah. Okay. Let's get that out of there. Get off the screen, please. Thank you. Jeez. What was I talking about? So yes, go back, and I want you, the last 10 people that you've talked to, and I want you to analyze whether or not you've been able to get them involved. And if you didn't get them involved, I want you to think about what it is that you said to that person to scare them off, or how you said it, your approach. Okay? So what I told Kel was, do that, and then once you figure out what you did wrong, just correct it. Correct it. Maybe one person that you talked to, you weren't as confident in yourself. Maybe it showed a little, you know what I mean? So figure out what it is that you were struggling with in your approach, and then go around and correct it and do it better the next time. You know, this business is all about adjustments. It really is. It's constant adjustments. I mean, I look at my business, you know, over the past 6 years, and I'm going on my 6-year anniversary, which is insane. I look at how many times I failed, you know, and it's just, my business looks like this. It's failure, adjustment, failure, adjustment, failure, adjustment, failure, adjustment. And I can go on, maybe 1,000 plus failures. In fact, you know, I'm still failing. You know, after Summit, there was, it was funny, I got back and I started analyzing my business, and there was a lot of areas that I felt like I could improve on, a lot of areas that I felt like I was failing in. So what I did is I'm going back and I'm figuring out why I failed in them, and I figured out what I could do next time so I didn't fail again. And that's the process you have to take every single time. So that's what I want you to do. Go and look at the last 10 people you talked to and the people that you didn't get involved. I want you to figure out what you said or how you said it that chased them away. And the people that you did get involved, was it different than the people that you couldn't get involved? It's going to be tremendously helpful for you guys. So that's it. That's all I want to talk about. What I could do is I can open up for questions now. But, I mean, does that make sense? Here, hold on. I'll mute you guys so you can give me some feedback. Oh, hello. Okay. Y'all are unmuted, so if you don't want to talk or anything, just mute yourself again.
I got a question, man.
Yeah.
What's up, man? How you doing?
What's up?
But so one thing that I've noticed is that my success rate is way higher if I'm able to get somebody on the phone, or if I'm able to like a person, because I find that it's a lot easier to convey that sense of passion and excitement for the products, obviously in person, whereas I find that it's a little bit more of a challenge to do it through text, without kind of sounding, I don't know, just kind of giving off that vibe that you're just trying to sell. You know, we all see those advertisements of, oh, this is the best product ever, blah 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 blah. Do you have any tips for conveying that, you know, excitement through text?
Yeah, I mean, you know,
I do. I videotape myself and send it.
That's smart.
That's good. So yeah, that's one way to do it.
Sorry.
Mute yourselves who are not talking right now.
Hey, Josh, why don't you just mute everybody, and when somebody wants to talk, they can unmute at the bottom left.
Can you? Okay, you guys can unmute yourselves right now.
Yeah.
All right, Braden, unmute yourself.
All right, cool.
Okay, there we go. So that works better. Okay. No, man. I mean, there's a way to come across with text and messages on Facebook and emails that, you know, with excitement. I don't know. Maybe it's just how I naturally do that, because when I'm typing things out, and I think this is one of the reasons why my website, you know, has a lot of followers and a lot of people go to it, because the way I would talk to someone is how I would type it out, you know, and that's tough to do, but I think I've been able to do that. I use a lot of exclamation points. You know, sometimes I'll use big letters. You know, it's weird, man. I've been able to transfer my emotions into a message, and I think that people sense that and they see that. However, you know, there's certain times where you don't want to use that, period. One of those main times is if you're talking to a prospect. I mean, I think you and I have talked about this before, but you don't want to talk to a prospect in a text message or in an email or in a Facebook message, because even though you might think you're coming across one way, it's very hard to just see and sense your passion through that message unless you really know what you're doing. But even at that, you still want to get them on the phone. You still want to get them on the phone so that, one, they know you're a real person. You know, they know you're real, and they can see that you're a genuine, kind, and you really care about just helping them. You know, you're there for their benefit, not for your benefit. It's hard to explain that and show that through a message. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So whenever I talk to a prospect, it's always I send them a message on Facebook, because that's where I communicate with everybody, and then I just say to them, hey, listen, let's get on the phone. It's a lot easier for me to explain this over the phone. I have Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time open. Will that work for you? Let me know as soon as possible. Okay, and they'll say, yeah, let's get on the phone. I get them on the phone, and that way I can explain everything, using just my passion and excitement, and they can see that.
Right.
Because again, like I was talking about, because I'm excited and passionate about it, they're going to be excited and passionate about it.
Mm-hmm.
You got to remember, they're going to match your intensity. And
Right.
it's actually it's funny because I've tested this out a few times. Well, I've tested this out a lot of times, and sometimes when I'll talk to a coach, and I use some of you coaches as guinea pigs sometimes, it's funny, but sometimes when I talk to a coach, like I'll lower my tone and I'll be more calm, and what happens is they automatically go down to that level that I'm talking at, and sometimes you'll do that with customers too. But if you raise the bar, people are going to match that intensity because they want to be on that level with you. You understand? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
but so,
I'll be good for Jen today.
Try it out.
All right.
sometime. Try it out sometime. It's
cool, man. Yeah, I just got off the phone with the customer, and he got a challenge pack. So.
boy.
And I'm hopefully signing a coach up at 5 p.m. Pacific time today.
Woo-hoo, fireball. Yeah. Awesome. So, Braden, is that Success Club 5 for you then?
Yeah, it's 6.
Hey, there you go, man. Making
Yes,
it
sir.
happen.
Yeah, man. 3 in a row.
Attaboy. You got a little ways to catch up with me, though.
Yeah, I beat you last month, though.
You did, but I'm at 52 straight months.
Yeah, okay, fine.
I'm just messing with you, man.
Yeah, I know, man.
No, you did. You did beat me in success points last month. That was great. What did you have, like 17 or something?
Yeah, 16.
That's good. So, all right, cool. Other questions? I think we have like 9 minutes. Not everybody at once.
Hey,
What sexy hat and shirt?
Thank
I
you.
have a question for you guys. It kind of goes along with what you just talked about. I've been a coach for about 15 months, and I do not get on the phone very often with anybody, and I think that would make a really big difference in my business. How do I get, and I'm very outgoing, but man, I have all of a sudden become so sheltered and not done anything via phone, except for texting and, sending a video, but it's always like one way. And how do I get out of my own way with that?
You just do it.
Do it.
You
Right.
just do it. It's a fear. It's a fear of yours, and trust me, I get it because I was in that same exact position. It's a comfort zone thing for you. You don't want to force yourself outside your comfort zone because it makes you feel good and safe.
Right.
But you got to understand that you have to branch outside of that comfort zone. And because what's going to happen is once you get outside of that and you start doing it, you're going to realize that it's not as scary as you think. And then that becomes your comfort zone. It's like you'll understand it's very simple. And the greatest example that I use and I talk about all the time is like me speaking in public. You look at 7 years ago or 8 years ago when I was in college giving presentations in front of a group of people, a group of 5 people, I would shake so bad. I would be sweating so bad. I got sick. This was constant for me because I was so nervous about people judging me. And, it was just scary to me. So what happened was I knew that if I really wanted to progress in this business and become a leader,
Sorry, they think it's funny.
I had to push
God.
myself outside of that comfort zone.
Oh, okay. Right. Once they're going though, they're not going to stop. So
That's okay.
I'll let somebody else take the floor.
All right. We'll talk. I'll share the rest of my story another time.
Yeah, for me, so just to kind of give you a background for me, I'm a very introverted type of person. When I started this business, I was very, very shy, very, for me to talk to anybody on the phone or even in person was pretty much a forget about it type of situation. So just being a coach has forced me out of my comfort zone so many times to the point now that, for me, even speaking in public was just forget about it. But now, that's the only way to do it. I interview people even to join the challenge group, on top of doing it for a coaching opportunity, as well as, you know, being able to talk in front of people. Like I'm running Super Saturdays now, things like that. You know, it has really forced me outside of that. It's just doing it, just making sure that you actually force yourself to do it. Whether you mess up or not, it's okay. It's helping you get used to it. It helps you get more comfortable.
Well,
And you're able to portray your passion a lot more, especially as you continue to do it. You know, people respond to that so much better.
well, just let me explain that you're going to mess up.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's an absolute given. That first time that you get in public and you start speaking, you're going to mess up, and it's going to be scary, and it's going to suck. I mean, I promise you that. I would love to go and see my first speech that I did back in, well, it was 6 years ago. I shared my story for the first time, and it was the scariest thing I ever did in my entire life in front of 250 people. I don't even know what I was talking about. Honestly, I was all over the place, but I did it. I did it because I knew I needed to force myself outside of that comfort zone and understand that, you know, my fear of public speaking wasn't a real fear. It was just something that I was creating and just, you know, psyching myself out. So, you know, that all changed, obviously.
Hey, Josh, that's also a good part of Carl Deichler's closing remarks at Summit. If anybody here hasn't listened to his remarks on failure and just letting failure build into success.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have like 5 minutes. We can take maybe 1 or 2 more questions. Anybody?
I just have a super quick question.
Okay.
For leadership, I know it's down to a certain number of people that are able to register. How quick does that fill up?
Oh, it'll fill up super fast.
Make it?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of worried about it this year, you know, so I don't know. I don't know how fast it'll fill up. I know it's going to be super fast. So
Okay.
the moment you could do it, I literally would just be right there waiting to click on it and do it. That's what I'm going to do. So,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, you want to make it. I mean, you were there last year, right?
Yeah.
But you're going to go for you this time.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So other questions?
I have a question.
Yep.
What do you do when someone challenges you, wants you to give them the hard sale? So we know to tell our story. We know to talk about our successes and what the programs or what Shakeology has done for us and share from our heart and share with experience. But when someone kind of fights you back and says, no, give me the used car salesman approach, you know, what are my results going to be? And they're kind of waiting to fight you on stuff. They want to challenge you and they want to wait for you to find the thing that you don't know. How do you handle those?
It's very easy. You ask them, well, why do you want that? I'm telling you exactly what I know about it and how it's helped me. Why do you want to? And it's very easy because they don't know how to respond to that, you know, and I've gotten that sometimes. And I hate when people say that because it's very annoying, you know, and I just go into, no, listen, you know, this is what it is. I'm explaining the product to you. This is how it can help you. This is how it's helped everybody. This is, you know, something I believe in. You know, why do you need to know, you know, why do you want me to take that kind of approach with you? Because that is cheesy to me. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'll say to them.
Don't take the bait.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's very cheesy. Like, I'll just tell them straight up, I'm not that kind of person. Like, I'm not going to try to hard sell you on anything. If you want to do it, that's great. If you don't want to do it, that's fine too. You know, whatever. So, yeah, it's some people, man, they're so arrogant. I just can't stand it. Drives me nuts. But anyways.
They want to change, but they're afraid to admit it, so they have to put up a hard fight.
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, they're just looking any way to give you an objection, you know, so you just don't allow them to.
You call them out on that. You know?
Absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely.
Just like I said. So one more question. Got to be really fast because we got like 30 seconds.
Okay, Josh, I have a question. Actually, it's more of a request.
Okay.
I'm still struggling to do my transformation video because mostly mostly mine's been through personal development. So I'm trying to find a way to convey that in an engaging way. I guess what I'd ask for is if some of you have a similar transformation, do you mind to share your video links with me? I just can't get anywhere with my imagination going here.
Yeah. I mean, are you part of the TNL page?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Just post it in there. And then
okay.
In there. So anyways, I don't mean to cut you off, but this thing's going to literally shut off on me. I hope you guys found this helpful. It was nice to see you guys again. And I hope you're still on that post-summit high. And just like I am, I'm excited and making a lot of changes. And it's going to be a good rest of the year. So I'll keep putting these together. So just keep an eye out for them. So, all right. See you guys.
Thank you.